You're also speaking in Atlanta. You're on one of our panels at the
Correct.
Social Shakeup. I think you're actually scheduled for September 17th, which is exciting. The panel you are going to be on is called All Content is Social, Creating a Consistent Multi-Screen Customer Experience. Tell me a little bit about your perspective on that, because I understand you have a pretty particular one.
So I think my perspective on this is really that when it comes to social media and the impact of social media, not just on marketing but on business, the need for consistency goes beyond all the screens. The need for consistency goes across your entire experience. And the reason that I say that is that it turns out, and this data is a couple of years old now. So Keller Fay did some research in 2009, and what they found was that about 80% or more than 80% of brand mentions in social media are driven by a direct experience that the customer had with the brand. So I think it's really tempting with social media to focus on the media part of it, right? And say, well, it's media, so we need to be doing things with media. I think the really interesting thing about this is that a lot of social media is actually generated from direct experiences. So if you want a consistent social media output, the way that your brand behaves day to day with its customers is actually your most important input. So another way of saying that is, social media isn't your media, it's their media. And if you want to generate great social media, you have to treat people in the physical, real world of bricks and mortar in a clear, consistent way that gets them excited and gets them excited enough to talk about you. And if you're just providing, certainly if you provide a subpar experience, you're in real trouble in social media, but let's assume that you're not doing that. But even if you're providing an average and expected experience, that's probably not going to be enough, because it's not going to stand out in people's minds and they're not going to want to talk about it. So I think we're going to see a whole revolution coming in the whole world of customer service, which is, how do I create a delightful, talk-worthy customer service experience? And that goes far beyond the marketing department. So I guess my message for people considering coming to the conference is, if you think that the Social Shakeup is just a marketing thing and a marketing event, and the marketers can take care of this and nobody else in the organization needs to worry about it, I think 5-10 years from now you're going to find that you might be mistaken about that, and that everyone in the enterprise and in the business needs to care about social media, and its impacts are going to go far beyond the impacts of where old media went, and it's going to change entirely how companies do business and how companies build relationships with their customers. And that applies to B2B, it applies to business to consumer businesses, it obviously applies to media businesses, and this is a CEO level issue.